What up, Pittsburgh Steelers fans? Matty P here with another video on Steelers Touch and Under, talking all things trades. The trade deadline's coming up the end of week 8. This is week 7. So we're going to do a couple of videos of these of just out there. Could the Steelers make a move? Could the Steelers look to make a trade? Now, I held back this video because of the news around Dan Moore, because I thought we was interested in terms of how Broderick Jones, whether Broderick Jones was going to start, how that affected Dan Moore Jr., how that affected Chuks Okorafor. So, as you know, you can go back and find it on the channel. I have had issues and concerns with Mason Cole at the center position for a very long time. And so this video, we're going to talk about a center that the Pittsburgh Steelers could go after that I think would really shore up the offensive line and make the most of having acquired James Daniels 2 years ago now, acquiring Siamalu in the offseason, and helping Kenny Pickett develop, helping the pass game, helping the run game, because I don't believe Mason Cole is stepping up. That's what we're focusing on in this video. But then begs the question, okay, if you're going to make a trade, who are you trading from the Steelers if it's not a draft pick? So I'm going to say in this video, we're not going to trade a draft pick. We're going to just focus on trading player for player. And that player I'm suggesting the Steelers could look to trade is Chuks Okorafor. Why Chuks Okorafor? Now, he does have a TED cap hit, as you can see on your screen if you're following this live on the visuals, of $10 million this year. But he does actually save $2 million. And if you remove him this year, the dead cap hit next year is only $3 million. You save $8.75 million. Now, the thing is, I think when it comes to Chuks Okorafor, I honestly think that Dan Moore Jr. is cheaper. I think I like the idea of what he could bring on the right-hand side. I don't think Chuks has played that well this year. He's not bad, but he's not necessarily great. I also think which is a team that is going to take him, a team that is actually needs better help on their offensive line at the tackle position, but might be a way to feel free to move out around the center spot. The name that came to mind to me when I was having a look was the New England Patriots, particularly as well because they're a team that are probably going to struggle to they're going to struggle to make the playoffs. So they're probably going to struggle to have a positive record. So what do they have right now that they can move? And I remember I said it's about Mason Cole. Well, why don't we go after David Andrews, their center? David Andrews, their center, is 31 years of age, 6'3", 294 pounds, according to Over the Cap. I think he's actually a bit heavier than that. He was drafted in by the Patriots. Actually, it's funny. Their backup center right now is a guy called, I think it's Jake Andrews or Josh Andrews. Anyway, that guy is not actually the brother of David Andrews, funnily enough. But yeah, he was an undrafted free agent. There you go. From the Patriots. And he signed through next year. He's 31. So he'd buy the Steelers time to go out and get a better center in 2024 in the draft. But it means that the Steelers, maybe they find a center in the second round, but it means the Steelers don't have to spend a first round pick on a center. They can go after another cornerback and continue to freshen up that room, or they can go after, another tackle, to replace Okorafor as well. That could be something really wise that they could do, particularly because Dan Moore will be in year 4 of his year 3, of his deal as well. So you'll need to really, you probably, I don't know how much he's going to want, but he will get good money when he gets ready into free agency, and probably not the money that the Steelers are willing to pay for him as well. So I really think David Andrews would provide something really safe for the Steelers. We talked about earlier in the week when I did the Mason Cole video, I talked about the blocking. David Andrews is much better at the position there. David Andrews does have a $3.8 million dead cap hit to the Patriots, so that would kind of affect them. They've got about $3 or $4 million like the Steelers, but in cap space right now. But the cap savings would be $3 million for them. So ultimately, when you look back at Chuks' deal with a saving of $3 million, the teams can actually afford these things on paper. They can make those moves. And so I kind of find it interesting too, because next year the Steelers would only have to pay David Andrews about $7 million. That's actually cheaper than what Chuks' would cost them as well. So I really like the idea of making this move. Now, there are going to be some financial implications. I'm not going to bore you with the deep dollar and cents, but it's basically a fairly even for even trade. Now, if you were to pick David Andrews there and you trade him for Chuks, according to the trade valuator on Over the Cap, which they do by the Fitzgerald-Spielberger evaluation, actually, the Patriots win out on this trade. Now, you and I probably both know that Mason Cole hasn't done a good job. He has been going backwards. The Steelers didn't have a center that was going backwards if they had a better center, more experienced center. And I talked about the importance of the Josh Allen effect earlier in the week, whereby the center has a really big, not just an impact on a rookie's development, but a good center can fast track that development as well. And we want Kenny to have time and space and to be seeing things. So I really like the idea of bringing in David Andrews. And it says the Patriots are the winner. Now they do gain an extra $5 million average pay per year. So that's the Patriots' problem to deal with. That means the Steelers are going to save that $5 million as well. When you look at the average pay per year across the deals, and it's kind of exciting because they actually in this trade evaluator 0 points difference. What that means is that who wins out, how many points you actually need. And in fact, I did some experimentation, and even if the Steelers were to go after David Andrews in a fourth, which I don't think Belichick would want to do, actually the Steelers still come out. The Patriots still come out on top. How many of you out there would be keen to get one of the best centers in the AFC and a fourth round pick for Chuks Okorafor? I think it'd be very rare that anyone would actually say no to this, and you can shift down more to right tackle. I'm very open to that. Maybe even if they went out and got Riley Reif, who's the right tackle right now for the Patriots, it's an even Steven. So the Steelers got out with a better center and a better right tackle. Patriots wouldn't take that trade, but I reckon they could take the Chuks and Okorafor trade. But what about something even more different? I don't personally think Keanu Neal has worked out. What about an athlete like Jabril Peppers out of Michigan? I loved him coming out of Michigan. 213 pounds, 5'11", super speedy, can return footballs by a punt or the kick. He, again, has only got 2 years left on his deal. Mike Tomlin, if he liked Carl Joseph, would absolutely love Jabril Peppers in the defense to pair with Minka. That would be a super athletic secondary. Well, he has a pretty low cap number next year as well. He is someone you could bring in and get 2 years out of him, get him learning the system. He has a dead cap hit for the Patriots of $6 million, and he also has a dead cap hit next year of $3 million. So very similar to the Chuks numbers, and as well. So a little bit less than the Chuks numbers. So when you look at David Andrews and Jabril Peppers, you could literally do a swap, and it's pretty much the same financial result for both teams. Funnily enough, you go in and you do it via this trade. Now, I personally, if I was the Patriots, wouldn't do it, but this is the difference. Chuks, $9 million. You can see here, there's only $500,000 that the Patriots extra would be taking on. They get a right tackle, which is better than their existing one. They're not a team that are going to the playoffs. Chuks is signed for another deal. They were a team that want to run the football. They need a good tackle out there, particularly with the smaller running backs that they're playing with at the moment. Steelers could upgrade the center position and the safety position, two of their weakest positions on the roster, with a very simple trade of Chuks Okorafor, and probably not even require a draft pick. Or if they did, they've acquired several late-round draft picks through moving Kevin Dotson and Kendrick Green. There could be options here. So I don't know about you. Leave it in the comments whether you think the Steelers should be look at maybe even trading Chuks Okorafor with the development of Broderick Jones and bringing in some key help at center safety. Maybe it's another position. Love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Is there another player that you'd like to see the Steelers trade for? We'll try and do a couple more of these interesting could it happen videos before the end of the trade deadline, as I said, particularly because I predicted Kendrick Green being traded before the season started, and I predicted Kevin Dotson being traded as well, and both of those things happened. So I really am into my trades. But with that, as always, go Steelers.